Oh, it's Magic Paul.
Hello and welcome to Magic Paul. And today we are going to be opening a pre-release pack of Aetherdrift. So let's have a look at what we get inside. This is one of the sets that I've not really been looking forward to. Just not really interested in a motorbike race. It just doesn't really flick my switch. It's not really what I think of when it comes to Magic. So I'm not going to be collecting this set. I just wanted to be able to open it up on the pre-release day and see what's actually inside. So let's open it up. So we've got the usual dice. We've got a excuse me, gonna sneeze. A Chandra Omen Pass. Okay. Usual instructions. And we've got the pre-release promo card and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs. What we're actually going to do is we're not just going to open these up, we're also going to see if there's a deck in here that we could make. First of all, we'll see if there's a draft deck we can make, and then we'll see what else we can do with this. But we'll have a look at these later. So first of all, let's have a look at the pre-release promo card. Let's see what we get. Anything interesting? Max speed 4. Not sure what that is. Start your engines. Whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, if your speed is 1 or greater, increase your speed by 1. Max speed is 4. This ability triggers only once per turn. Okay. I'm sure that's explained somewhere what that actually means. I'll put that down there and let's see what the promo is. The Winter, the Cursed Rider. So all the way from Duskmorn, Winter. It's a foil. I don't know if this will actually be worth anything, but we will see. The card feels quite flimsy. That's odd. So Ward, pay 2 life. And artifacts you control have Ward, pay 2 life. That's not a bad ability, actually. So Exhaust. So pay 2, plus a blue and black mana, and tap. And then exile X artifact cards from your graveyard. Each other non-artifact creatures get -X, -X until end of turn. Activate each exhaust ability only once. And use a 3/2 for 2. See, that's not actually too bad. A 3/2 for 2. You can't really complain too much about that. Let's open our first pack, shall we? So we've got a commander anyway. If we wanted to make a commander deck. So first play booster. Well, we've got a cat. We've got a cat token. And we're going this way. Right, so we've got the Guide Light Optimizer, which is a robot. You can tap to add 1 blue and spend this mana only to cast an artifact spell or activate an ability. And that's a 2/1 for 2. So analysis systems operating at 125% efficiency, stressed within expected tolerances. Exclamatory punch it, sorry. Okay. So the migrating Ketrodon is a dinosaur. It's got reach. When this creature enters, you gain 4 life. That's not bad. And the cycling 2. And that's a 6/6 for 6. It's not bad when you gain 4 life as well. So, anyway, let's move winter out of the way and we'll do the old looking at this deck first. Right, so we've got Ride's End. So this spell costs 3 less to cast if it targets a tapped permanent. Exile target creature or vehicle. Okay. So we've got a removal. Goblin Surveyor. Goblin Scout. It's got Trample. Start your engines. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life, and your max speed is 4. So max speed, pay 3, exile this card from your graveyard and draw a card. And that's a 3/2 for 3. Mutant Surveyor, Mutant Scout. Start your engines. If you have no speed, it starts. Okay, right, yeah. Start your engines, fair enough. Right, so 2. This creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. The max speed is 3. Exile this card from your graveyard and draw a card. Okay, I'm seeing some parallels here. Anyway, so there's our 4 colours, main colours, that is. Oh, we've got Engine Rat. A rat that might be able to go into my rat deck. I mean, it's a 1 for it's only a 1/1 for a start. A 1/1 for 1. And it's got Death Touch. And pay 5, well, 5 plus a black mana, and each opponent loses 2 life. Yes, that is going in my rat deck. I will, in fact, be keeping that card. Because I do like my rats. So we've got a Walking Sarcophagus, which is an artifact creature, and it's a zombie cat. And at max speed, this creature gets +1/+2. Okay, it's not too bad. So put colours down there. Marshall's Path Cruiser, a vehicle. So when this vehicle enters, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Exhaust is 1 of each mana, and this vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Activate each exhaust ability only once, and it's got a crew of 5, and it's a 6/5. So the Sky Serpent Seeker. Got Flying with Death Touch. Exhaust. So pay 4 and reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal 2 land cards. Put those land cards onto the battlefield tapped and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And then put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Fair enough. Flying Death Touch Snake. Cool. Oh, we've got another vehicle. A Detention Chariot. When this vehicle enters, exile target creature or artifact or creature an opponent controls until this vehicle leaves the battlefield. So we've got a crew of 3. So tap any number of creatures you control with total power of 3 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Cool. So, oh, look at this. We've got a Rakdos Human Mercenary. Far Fortune End Boss. So obviously this is the pack's rare. Yep, so whenever you attack, Far Fortune deals 1 damage to each opponent. And at max speed, if a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 1 instead. That isn't bad once you've got yourself up to max speed, of course. Nice. Oh, we've got another rare. Nice. Count on Luck. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Nice. Okay. Oh, we've got a foil. Trip Up. Target non-land permanents owners. Target non-land permanents owner puts it on their choice of the top or bottom of their library. Wow, that's incredibly badly written. I'm sure there's supposed to be some punctuation in there, but they haven't put any. So target non-land permanents owner. So the owner of a target non-land permanent puts the non-land permanent of their choice onto the top or bottom of their library. Yeah, that's really badly written. Really, really badly worded. We've got a forest. That's pretty cool. In somebody's cockpit. And we've got a Thopter and a cat. Right, so there's the first pack. Quite like this one. The Far Fortune End Boss. Yeah, I don't mind the Count on Luck, and obviously, for me personally, the Engine Rat will be definitely going in my rat deck. So there's the first pack. I may or may not edit this bounce. So the 2 rares. Put them on their winter. Okay, so second pack. Sorry, I've got a bit of a sniffle to the way it's come from. Right, so we've got a Keen Buccaneer, an Octopus Pirate, Vigilance, and 1 plus a blue mana, and draw a card, then discard a card. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay, it's not bad. Not bad. We then got Run Over. This spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets a mount or vehicle you control. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. Okay. Oh, we've got a bird, Swift Wing Assailant, Bird Warrior, flying obviously. And at max speed, this creature gets +0/+1 and has Vigilance. Alright, well, 3/3 for 4, you know. It's not brilliant. So Kick-Off Celebrations. When this enchantment enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. And then at max speed, you sacrifice this enchantment. Creatures and vehicles you control gain haste until end of turn. Okay. Grim Bauble Artifact. When this artifact enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. And then 3 and tap, sacrifice this artifact and surveil 2. So that's not bad actually, you know, -2/2 for 1. You know, basically a 1 removal. That's not bad. I don't mind that. That's good. That's not a bad effect. Camera launcher, artifact creature, construct. I need to remember to be in the middle of the bloody screen. So put a +1/+1 counter on this creature and create a 1/1 colourless Thopter creature token with flying. Fair enough. And we've got another vehicle, the Skybox Ferry, flying, crew 2, and cycling 2, and it's a 4/4 for 5. Nice and simple. The Broadside Barrage. Broadside Barrage deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and draw a card, then discard a card. That's nice that you can target planeswalker as well. Oh, we're going to have first vampire, the Gastel Raider, vampire rogue. So when this creature enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an instant or sorcery card from it. That player discards that card. Nice. And at max speed, this creature gains +1/+1 and has menace. That's not bad. Bad vampire, I suppose. That's pretty good. Earth Rumbler, another vehicle. It's got vigilance and trample. And exile an artifact or creature card from your graveyard. This creature becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. And crew 3. That's a 7/6 for 5. In fact, that's actually a green one, so we'll put it just there. In fact, that's actually cool. Right. That's a black one. I'm having a right move around now. Right, my first rare. Yep, first rare. So Ovia, Automech Artisan. It's a human artificer. Artificer? Is it artificer or artificer? Artificer. Artificer. Yeah, must be. Sorry about that. I might edit that bit out. Might not. Each creature that's attacking one of your opponents has trample. Ooh. And then 1 green mana and tap. You may put a creature or vehicle card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you put an artifact onto the battlefield this way, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. It's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, look at this. Look at that. I hate it. That is the worst art I've actually seen in Magic the Gathering. Let me just get it closer. That is awful. I hate it. The card's probably going to be worth a fortune. If it is, I'll let you know. Anyway, it's the Aganosaur Rex. Dinosaur, trample, and it's got cycling. And when you cycle this card, put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature or vehicle. It gains trample and indestructible until end of turn. But this is an 8/8 for 5. I hate that art. It's one of... Ugh. I'm sure there's people out there who love it, but not me. Velo Heart Bike. So when this vehicle enters, you gain 2 life. Then tap, add 1 mana of any colour, and crew 2. Then got a Swamp and a full art card with the signature. I'm assuming it goes that way. So that's pretty cool. I don't mind that art card. That's cool. So what's that? The Speed Demon. Yeah, That's all right. I don't mind that. Okay, so some interesting cards in there. I mean, the vampire's okay, the bird's okay. I'm not sure how much utility these cards are going to have sort of against other cards from other decks, you know, because obviously you've got all your, what is it, the exhaust and the start your engines and max speed and stuff. I don't know. Like I say, I'm not overly impressed with the set itself. I'm not interested. This looks like one of those dodgy sets, like Mirza Markov Manor. It's got some decent cards in it, but to me, it just doesn't feel like Magic. Anyway, enough of my moaning. You don't want to hear my moaning. You want to see cards. So, oh, for God's sakes. Because I'm fairly certain there will be people out there who are going to absolutely love this. Anyway, so we've got a Nimble Thopterist, which is the Vidalcan Artificer. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 colourless Thopter creature, artifact creature token with flying. Fair enough. Gibberick Omnivore, and it's a beast, and that's it. Roadkill takes an entirely different meaning when the beast you crash into is more likely to kill you. Fair enough. And that's a 3/2 for 2, so that's not too bad. I've got another Boyd. Lotus Guard Disciple. So flying, when this creature enters, target creature or vehicle gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. Okay. Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike deals 3 damage to any target. So these type of cards are always useful. It doesn't matter what kind of deck you're building. Siphon Fuel. Again, another one that's useful in any deck. Target creature gets -6/-6 until end of turn. You gain 2 life. See, that is very useful. Especially if you've got somebody who's got a 6/6 dinosaur on the board or something. Sky Streak Engineer, Human Pilot, Flying. Exhaust is 5. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature. Okay. End Rider Catalyzer. Human Warrior. Max speed is add 2 red mana. Okay. Sky Crash. Destroy target artifact. You got cycling for 1. Not bad. The Scrounging Sky Ray. Fish Pirate. Flying. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, put that many +1/+1 counters on this creature. It's got cycling 2. And that is a 1/2 for 2. It's pretty nuts. That is one of those cards that could literally go into any blue flying deck. Tune Up. Return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it's a vehicle, it becomes an artifact creature. All right. Malt Tender. Insect Druid. So you tap and mill a card. Put the top card of your library into the graveyard, and then tap, exile a card from your graveyard, add 1 mana of any colour. Okay. Guardian Sunmare. This is my first rare. We've got a horse mount with a ward 2. And whenever this creature attacks while saddled, search your library for a non-land permanent card with mana value 3 or less. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. And it's got a saddle 4. Okay, that's not bad for retrieving stuff. Mendicant Core Guidelight. Legendary artifact creature, a robot. Mendicant Core's power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. At max speed, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1. If you do, copy it. Oh, that's not bad. Copy spells. And we've got a dual land, so the Blossoming Sands. This land enters tapped, and when this land enters, you gain 1 life. And tapped, add green or white. And we've got another art card. Looks like a dung beetle. What's it called? The debris beetle. All right. Cool. So. La dee 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 dee. Be-doo 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 be-doo. Be-doo be-doo. Be-doo be-doo. Next pack. Be-doo be-doo. Do-do-do. Just seems we've got another art card. Well, I've had no repeats of cards yet, so that's one thing. So, Alacrian Jaguar, a cat mount. It's got vigilance. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And it's got saddle 1. Okay, that's the 4/4 for 5. So the Bright Field Glider, a possum mount. It's got vigilance. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, it gains +1/+1 and gains flying until end of turn. And it's a saddle 3. It's a 1/1 for 1. I like 1/1s for 1. Crash and Burn. Choose 1, destroy target vehicle. Crash and Burn deals 6 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Wreckage Wickerfolk, Scarecrow. It's got flying, and when this creature enters, surveil 2. Trip Up. I've already had this one, haven't I? Just the one that I said was poorly written. Target non-land permanent's owner puts it on the choice of top or bottom of their library. Yeah. I'll stand by the fact that I think that's really poorly written. Okay. Maximum Overdrive. Put +1/+1 counter on target creature. It gives Death Touch and indestructible until end of turn. So that's a useful card. In any deck. As long as you play black, of course. Ticket Tortoise. Turtle, it's a defender. When this creature enters, if an opponent controls more lands than you, you create a treasure token. That's nice. Admit 1, enjoy the race. And that's a 3/1 for 2. Okay. It's all right. It's not. Oh, hello. Apocalypse Runner. A Rakdos vehicle. I'm seeing a possibly good Rakdos deck here. There's also a pretty decent blue-green deck. Yeah, let's have a look. So Apocalypse Runner vehicle. So tap and target creature you control with power 2 or less gains lifelink until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. It's got crew 3. Don't avoid the wreck, survive it! And that's a 6/5 for 4. I take it Far Fortune is the big Rakdos character in this set. Reef Roads, we've got a land. This land enters tapped unless you control a mount or vehicle. And tap to add 1. And then you can pay 2, tap and sacrifice this land, create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with this token saddles, mounts and crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. The Spire Mech Cycle vehicle. Haste. Exhaust. Tap another untapped mount or vehicle you control. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each mount and or vehicle you control other than this vehicle. Activates each exhaust ability only once. And it's got a crew of 2. The Unswerving Sloth. It's a sloth mount. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, it gains indestructible until end of turn. And untap all creatures you control. And saddle 4. To victory! Eventually. I've got another Goblin. The Draconautics Engineer. Goblin Artificer. I will say that word properly. Artificer. This is my first rare. Yes, it is. So exhaust 1 red mana. Other creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So exhaust 3/+1. Create a 4/4 red dinosaur dragon creature token with flying. Wow, that's all right. That's a good ability. Boosted Sloop Vehicle Menace. Whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card. It's got a crew of 1. Oh, and that's also a foil. We've got another foil here, which is a Scoured Barons. We all know what Scoured Barons are. So when this land enters, you gain 1 life. And we've got an art token, which is called the Gilded Goda. And I've dropped it on the floor. So the Gilded Goda. Okay, so I'll get my rares. Where's my other rare gone? Did I only get 1? Oh, I did only get 1 rare. Oh, I feel cheated. I only got 1 rare, but I did get 2 foils. Okay, 1 rare. Ooh. Not happy about that one. Anyway. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, collect them up again. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, collect them up again. Okay. Next pack. 5th pack. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Quite a long video this. I'm going to have to do some editing down to get this down to something reasonable. Right, so Stampeding Scurryfoot, a mouse. Exhaust, we've got 3/+1. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature and create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. Seriously? I'm a freaking mouse. Okay, well, I suppose that is an elephant in the background there. And obviously, elephants are supposed to be scared of mice, aren't they? If you believe all Disney cartoons. Collision Course. Choose 1. Collision Course deals X damage to target creature, where X is the number of permanents you control that are creatures and or vehicles, or destroy target artifacts. Gastel Blockbuster, the Human Berserker. When this creature enters, you may sacrifice a creature or vehicle. When you do, destroy target artifact and opponent controls. That looks fun. It's got Rakdos written all over it, hasn't it? The Deathless Pilot, Zombie Pilot. This creature saddles, mounts, and crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. And tap for 4. Return this card from your graveyard to your hand. That's not bad. A 2/2 for 2. Lots of 2s there. Right, lots of 2s. Gear Seeker Serpent. It's got an affinity for artifacts. So this spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. And then you tap 5+1. This creature can't be blocked this turn. Lovely. The Night Market. This land enters tap. As it enters, choose a colour. Tap to add 1 mana of the chosen colour. Fair enough. Light Wheel Enhancements. It's an enchantment aura. Enchant vehicle, creature or vehicle. It's got Start Your Engines. An enchanter permanent gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. And at max speed, you may cast this card from your graveyard. Cool. Locust Spray. Instant. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Lovely. Kaelorna, Coral Tyrant. It's an octopus. And that's it. It's an octopus. And it's a 0/8 for 1. For 2, sorry. So for centuries, she grew in her benthic home, safe from the moonfalls, feeding on the raw ley lines that run below the water. When she emerged, the coral depth she called home came with her. Push the limit. Return all mount and vehicle cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Vehicles you control become artifact creatures until end of turn. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Cool. Ooze Patrol. And it's an ooze. When this creature enters, mill 2 cards, then put a +1/+1 counter on this creature for each artifact and or creature card in your graveyard. Ooze. Another possible commander here. Caradora, Heart of Alakria, Human Knight. When Caladora enters, you may search your library for a mount or vehicle card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature or vehicle you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on instead. Okay, that's my first rare. And then we've got the Kickoff Celebrations. We've had this before, but it's in foil this time. We've got Thornwood Falls. Oh. And we've got a vehicle token. Token vehicle. Crew 1. And we've got a Chandra Spark Hunter emblem. Whenever an artifact you control enters, this emblem deals 3 damage to any target. Okay. Again, only one rare. Got spoilt by those couple of packs that had 2 rares in them. Spoilt, I tell you, spoilt. Final pack. La-dee-dee. La-dee-doo. La-dee-dee-dee-dee. Hazard of the Dunes, a worm. Got trample and reach, exhaust 6+1 mana. Put 3+1/+1 counters on this creature. That's a 4/4 for 4. 4/4. Broadcast Rambler. Artifact vehicle. When this vehicle enters, create a 1/1 color stop to creature token with flying and crew 1. The mag-making artillerist. Elemental pirate. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, this creature deals that much damage to each opponent. Nice. And we've got cycling of 2. And when you cycle this card, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Risky shortcut. Draw 2 cards. Each player loses 2 life. The Hull Drifter. Vehicle flying. When this vehicle enters, draw 2 cards and crew 3. Scrap Compactor. 3 and tap, sacrifice this artifact, it deals 3 damage to target creature. 6 and tap, sacrifice this artifact, destroy target creature or vehicle. Okay. That's actually a white. There's colours, right. Guide Light Matrix. When this artifact enters, draw a card. And 2 and tap, target mount you control becomes saddled until end turn. Activate only as a sorcery. 2 tap, target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Lovely. And we've got the Wicker Folk Indomitable Scarecrow. You may cast this card from your graveyard by paying 2 life and sacrificing an artifact or creature in addition to paying its other costs. Wow, that's costly for a 4/3. Spell Pierce. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. Pretty much a staple for blue decks. Oh. Is this one for win? Is it win 2's blue-black? The Haunted Hellride. Whenever you attack, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. And untap it. And it's got a crew of 1. The Fang Druid Summoner, Ape Druid. It's got reach. And it looks like it genuinely is from Planet of the Apes. When this creature enters, you may search your library and or graveyard for a creature card with no abilities. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle. Planet of the Apes. Would that actually be a good plane? I think a Planet of the Apes deck needs to be done. Or do I? Sun Below Verge. So it's a land. This is a rare. So you could tap to add 1, and then you could tap to add 1 red, but activate only if you control a mountain or a plains. Okay. Lotus Guard Disciple again, but this time it's in foil. White. And we've got a plains. And then we've got a Start Your Engines card. Okay. Disappointing rare there for the last deck, for the last pack. Okay. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these. And I'm going to sort them out into their colours. But first, I'm going to kick the cat out the back door because he's scratching on the kitchen door. I'll be back in a few. So I've been through my cards, and out of all of them, and obviously just using my sort of play style, I've decided to build myself a Rakdos deck. So here are my creatures. So obviously we've got Far Fortune, the end boss, who, if I was to make a commander deck, would be my commander. Then we've got the Mutant Surveyor, the Engine Rat, the Gastel Raider, who is the vampire, the Deathless Pilot, the zombie pilot. Then we've got the Wickerfolk Indomitable, the artifact creature Scarecrow, and the Wreckage Wickerfolk, because Wickerfolk go together, they really do. So we've got another artifact Scarecrow there. We've then got a couple of goblins, which are the Goblin Artificer and the Goblin Scout. Then we've got 2 humans, with a human Berserker and a human Warrior, so the End Rider Catalyzer and the Gastel Blockbuster. And then we've got the Magmakin Artillerist, just to add a bit of extra damage. So not the widest variety of creatures. I would prefer a few more, but for a draft, for a draft evening, I think that would probably be okay. Maybe. So let's have a look at instants. Here are the instants. There's not many, six instants. So we've got the Sky Crash, so destroy target artifact. We've got the Lightning Strike, which is deal 3 damage to any target. The Crash and Burn, which is the either destroy the vehicle or deal 6 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Then got the Siphon Fuel, which is target creature gets -6/-6 until end of turn and you gain 2 life. The Maximum Overdrive, which is a put +1/+1 counter on target creature. It gains Death Touch and indestructible until end of turn. And then the Locust Spray, which is target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. So some decent instants there, you know, some removals. And obviously we've got a life gain as well, so not bad. Let's have a look at sorceries. 2 sorceries. So not exactly what I would call absolutely brilliant, but it's not actually that bad. I mean, this one, return a mount or vehicle card from your graveyard. All mounts or vehicle cards from your graveyard. So can't complain about that. And draw 2 cards and each player loses 2 life. So if you just happen to have gained 2 life with one of the other cards that I had earlier, the Siphon Fuel, you know, you don't mind losing 2, or the other way around, whichever one you want to play. So yeah, those are the sorceries. Now on to the enchantments. Again, 2 enchantments. So kick off celebrations and count on luck. So when this enchantment enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. And at max speed, sacrifice this enchantment. Creatures and vehicles you control gain haste until end of turn. And at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So those are the enchantments. And finally, artifacts. We've got the Grim Bauble, because that always is a nice bit of removal, or just a reduction of power for a target. And the Apocalypse Runner, which is my vehicle to go with my main character. Because let's face it, those 2 would go very nicely together. So that is the deck that I would build if I was at a draft and I was building a deck. It's not the most exciting deck, but it plays to my style. I like Rakdos. So there we go. Anyway, that was my opening of the pre-release box. Some decent cards. I will be pricing them up, and prices will be on screen if anything is worth anything. Obviously, these will be the sort of early prices, so they'll probably change as they go along. But like I said, they'll be on screen. So look forward to my next video. I'm not sure what that one is yet, but look forward to it. And if you like what you've seen and you want to see more, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.